Hello everyone and welcome to a Pilates class with Unisport Basel. My name is Brigitte or Brigitte in German, and I'm looking forward to about 45 minutes of Pilates with you in English. All you need is a mat. And when you're ready, please lie on your back. Place your feet on the mat, hip-width apart. And then look for length in your spine. So while the crown of your head flows towards an imaginary wall behind you, your two sit bones flow in the opposite direction. So you want maximum distance between the two endpoints of your spine. We are in a neutral spine position, so your lower back is near the mat but not on the mat. This neutral position is a little bit different for everyone depending on the anatomy of your spine. So what's important, your back should be relaxed, so no tension in your back. And then maybe that little air tunnel between your lower back and the mat is a little bit smaller or a little bit bigger. Make sure your shoulders are far away from your ears. So we have much weight on our pelvis. Our shoulder blades rest on the mat and the part of the spine that runs between our shoulder blades. And also our head is heavy on the mat. Now take a deep breath in and try to really fill your lungs with air. Exhale and expel all of the air. When you inhale, your back will become a little wider on the mat. And on the exhale, you pull your ribs together so your rib cage narrows. Inhale. Rib cage opens sideways and backwards into the mat. And exhale, draw your ribs together. So every time you exhale, you try to exhale completely. And then your rib cage should narrow as mentioned, and you also narrow around your waist. So maybe the idea helps of pulling your navel a little closer to your spine every time you exhale. And we'll continue with this kind of breathing throughout the class. Now reach both arms up to the ceiling. Make sure your shoulders are still far from your ears. On the exhale, drop your arms. One sinks down behind your head and the other one beside you. Inhale up. Switch sides. Exhale, dropping your arms. Inhale, reach them back up. Try to move freely in your shoulder joints, keeping your shoulders far from your ears. Continue with this movement. And then next time you drop your arms, you're going to turn your head where there is no arm at the moment. Inhale up. Exhale, turn your head the other way. Inhale up. And maybe after a few repetitions, you can turn your head a little further. And two more. Return to the center and place your arms on the mat. Shoulders still far away from your ears, and our back remains in a neutral position for now. With your next exhalation, you raise one leg and place it in a tabletop position, so your knee is above your hip joint. Next exhalation, keep your stomach wall flat, raise your second leg. Now there should be much weight on your pelvis and you try to anchor your pelvis in the mat. Flex your feet so you pull your toes towards your shins. Now exhale well and lower one leg. Touch the mat briefly with your heel. Inhale up. Exhale, lower your other leg, and inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, make sure you draw your ribs together and you narrow around your waist. So, except for the leg moving up and down, nothing should move in your body. Try to keep that neutral spine position. So, the little air tunnel we have between our lower back and the mat always stays the same. One more with each leg. And then come back up to a tabletop position. Now, with the next exhalation, you're going to lower one leg again. Don't touch the mat now. And then you reach the leg far forward, pushing your heel away from you. Inhale, return to the starting position. Exhale, other side, pushing your foot far away from you and return to the starting position. So, when you imagine there's a box on your mat, you want to push that box away from you every time you reach the leg forward. And you push the box a little bit further forward every time. So when you reach your leg forward, really try to lengthen here. So you open up in the front of your hip. And still, ladies and gentlemen, we keep a neutral spine position. If you're not sure you're able to stabilize it, you may also go to an imprint position, so you keep your lower back on the mat and you keep it there when you reach the leg forward. 2 more. And last time, and then pull your knees to your chest and gently roll from side to side. Place your feet on the mat again, feet hip-width apart. Lengthen your spine and move your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale to prepare. On the exhale, you tilt your pelvis backwards, so your lower back sinks into the mat, pubic bone goes up to the ceiling. And release, return to a neutral spine position. Exhale, pull your pubic bone towards your navel, lower back touches the mat, and inhale, release. Exhale, again, tilt your pelvis. Now you're going to push your kneecaps forward away from you and slowly roll your back up, bone by bone. Inhale when your weight rests between your shoulder blades. On the exhale, drop your breastbone and place vertebra after vertebra on the mat again. Inhale, neutral position, so little air tunnel between your lower back and the mat. On the exhale, pull your pubic bone to your navel, push your kneecaps far away from you. It's like peeling your back off the mat like a sticker. And on the exhale, drop your breastbone, soften your spine, and roll down bit by bit. Exhale, rolling up. And with your next exhalation, it's like melting your back into the mat and return to a neutral spine position. We'll do a few more repetitions and add something. So with your next exhalation, roll up again. Now inhale, pull your straight arms backwards and keep them there. Maybe your hands touch the floor, maybe they don't. Exhale, like before, dropping your breastbone and roll down on the mat. Inhale, move your arms back beside you. Exhale, rolling up, kneecaps away from you. Inhale, arms move back. Keep them there and again try to soften your spine and roll down on the mat. Inhale, arms beside you, and exhale, rolling back up. Maybe you find rolling down with your arms behind your head like this a little harder. So just try to roll as good as you can. One more repetition, rolling up on the exhale. Inhale, move your arms back, and then exhale, roll down and place your arms beside you. Exhale, raise one leg, tabletop position, and with your next exhalation, you're going to raise your other legs. Place your hands in the hollows of your knees. Inhale, fill your lungs with air. On the exhale, lift head and shoulder blades, and then you're going to push your thighs forward into your hands, roll up, and keep the balance here. Inhale, drop your shoulders. Exhale, rolling down on your back again in a controlled manner. Inhale. As your breath flows out, you roll up, pushing your thighs forward into your hands. And inhale, you still sit behind your sit bones here. Exhale, tilting your pelvis further back and rolling down. If you find it hard to roll up like this, you maybe just roll up halfway as far as you can and then back down. Everyone, try to keep your abdominals engaged, so stomach should pull in a little bit. If you're fine with this rolling movement, you may release your hands at the top and roll down without holding on to your legs. Place your hands in the hollows of your knees again and roll up with as little momentum as possible. If you want to go a step further, roll down without holding on to your legs, and maybe you also roll up without holding on to your legs. One last repetition. And next time you sit, you place your feet on the mat. Extend your legs a little more, but for now, keep your knees slightly bent. And then make sure you really sit on top of your sitting bones. So maybe you want to pull the meat backwards a little bit, and we want to grow as tall as we can. So crown of your head towards the ceiling. And maybe you can lengthen your spine a little more and lengthen your waist a little more. Reach your arms forward, roll your shoulders down your back, and then open your arms to the sides. I'm going to turn. Now, when you look forward, you should still kind of see your hands, so don't move your arms too far back. Now, if you're able to sit tall with straight legs, you may extend them. Otherwise, please keep your knees bent a little bit. Exhale, grow tall and rotate your chest over to one side. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotating over to the other side. And switch again. Now when you rotate, you want to move one side of your trunk forward while the other one moves backwards. And then try to keep your pelvis steady, ladies and gentlemen. So pelvis shouldn't rotate. It's really just the upper back, so the chest area that rotates. And every time you rotate, you grow a little taller. Last two. Return to the center, reach your arms forward. Now everyone, slightly bend your knees. On the exhale, tilt your pelvis behind your sit bones and roll down on your back. Pull your arms down behind your head. Don't go too far. You should still see your arms. Inhale, reach them up. Now exhale, press your heels into the mat and roll back up to a seated position. Grow tall, crown of your head towards the ceiling. Exhale, tilt your pelvis backwards, roll down on the mat, and pull your arms down behind you. You should still see them. Inhale, reach them up. If you're having a hard time with rolling up, bend your knees a little more, hold onto your legs, and assist yourself like that. Another option is to only roll halfway down and then roll back up. So find a version that works for you so you can roll with as little momentum as possible. If you want a more challenging option, you're going to reach your arms straight up to the ceiling next time you sit. Now when you roll down, you push your arms backwards, so your arms are in line with your upper body, and when you lie on your back, your arms are behind you already. Reach your arms up and roll up like before. If you can keep your feet on the floor well, you may extend your legs. So I'll show that option again. Reach your arms up and push your arms backwards, 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 and try to keep the movement controlled. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, rolling back to a seated position. And then we're going to roll down one more time. And everybody put your arms down behind your head, extend your legs and stretch. Reach back with your fingertips, reach forward with your toes, lengthen your body. Move your arms back beside you and turn on your side. Move towards the back edge of your mat. Your head rests on your lower arm. If it's not possible to extend the lower arm, you can also keep it bent. Second hand is on the mat in front of your chest. Now make sure your whole body is one straight line and your hip bones are stacked above each other. On your next exhalation, you're going to lengthen both legs and lift them off the mat just a little bit. And then we're going to move our straight legs like scissors. It's a rather small movement. And except for the legs moving, you want to keep everything stable. So try not to move your trunk or your pelvis. If this works fine, place the top hand on your fingertips or maybe even reach that arm up to the ceiling. And keep going. Long and straight legs. Breath is flowing in and out. Last few. And then release. Legs down on the mat. Your hand comes down. Now you make a little fold in the front of your hips and move your straight legs a little bit forward. Your back is still straight and your feet are now about in the front corner of your mat. Then you're going to bend the upper leg, take your top hand and wrap it around the outside of your ankle, holding on to your ankle. And then you put this foot down in front of you. Now, some of you may roll their eyes and think, oh, that's not very comfortable. It is not very comfortable. But if you find it impossible to place your leg in this position, an option is this. You just put the lower leg down in front of you. Now we're going to concentrate on the straight leg. So with your next exhalation, you lengthen that leg and you pull it up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lengthen the leg, pull it up as high as you can. Inhale, lower. And you keep your core active, so still exhaling well. So with your inner thigh, which is here, you want to push something up towards the ceiling. And we're going to do this 2 more times. Every time the leg comes down, the foot is in the front corner of the mat. Okay, now it gets even better. Those who come to my classes regularly know this one. We're going to circle the same leg now. So you pull it up again, then you move it backwards. Try to reach the back edge of the mat and circle forward. Pull it up as high as you can. Reach it far backward and circle forward. Keep the leg straight. The foot is far away from the center of your body. Up and back and forward. We're going to do one more repetition, and we won't do the other direction, so you may release and then turn on your back. Put both legs up on the mat, and with your next exhalation, you're going to raise one leg and then your second leg, tabletop position, hands in the hollows of your knees, and exhale, roll up and place your feet on the mat. Come up on your feet, squat position. Place your hands flat on the mat, and then you're going to make a large step back with one foot and a large step back with your other foot. So we're in a plank position. Ladies and gentlemen, you pull your navel to your spine, so you shouldn't be like this, but like a plank, one straight line. Your heels push backwards and the back of your thighs up towards the ceiling. I'm going to count down from 10 to 0, and we're slowly going to lower down on the mat. If you find this too difficult, put your knees down now. Okay, let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Relax your feet, and we're going to do the second side. You should be facing the same direction you did before, because now our head is at the other end of the mat. So again, move close to the back edge of the mat. Rest your head on your lower arm, and make sure your body is one straight line. Exhale, lengthen your legs. Lift them up a little bit so they're hovering just above the mat, and then start with your scissors movement. Keeping your core and your pelvis as stable as possible. And again, if this works fine, you can put the front hand on your fingertips, or maybe reach that arm up to the ceiling. Long and straight legs. Okay, and then bring your hands down again and move your legs forward. So they're in the front corner of the mat. And again, we're going to bend the upper leg, hold on to the outside of our ankle, and put that foot down in front of us. If possible, the whole foot should be on the mat, so not just the toes. And again, this is an option. So on the exhale, you know what's coming. You're going to lengthen the leg on the mat and pull it up towards the ceiling. Inhale, drop the leg. Exhale, lengthen the leg and pull it up. Inhale, drop. Your inner thigh works, pushing something up towards the ceiling. And most likely you will find one side easier than the other side. That's quite normal. 2 more of these. And then we're going to circle our legs. So pull it up towards the ceiling. Try to reach the back edge of your mat and circle forward. So moving the leg forward is not so hard. Moving the leg up and back, that's what we have to work on. So up, 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 back, back, back. Keeping the leg fully extended, so don't bend your knee. Last 2. And then release. And you may sit up for a moment, roll your shoulders. hope we're doing fine. Now, come down on your elbows. You place your arms in the front part of your mat. Elbows are shoulder width apart. And then make sure you don't hang in here, but you push yourself up between your shoulder blades. Hands may also be flat down on the mat. Extend one leg far back, toes on the mat. Extend your second leg, and again we're in a plank pose on our elbows. Back of your thighs, push up towards the ceiling, navel pulls to your spine, pull your heels backwards. And then you're going to move your whole body forward and back by flexing and pointing your feet. Make sure you push yourself up between your shoulder blades, like an energy ball pushing your chest up from the bottom. Moving forward and back. Okay, return to the center. Now, place your right hand on the mat, left hand on the mat, high plank. Down on your left elbow, down on your right elbow. Now we're going to start on the left. So left hand, left elbow, right elbow. If you find this difficult, you can open up your feet a little more. 2 more times. Right hand, right elbow, left elbow. And again, left hand, left elbow, right elbow. Bring your knees down on the mat and push yourself back to a child's pose. So you sit on your heels, let your head rest on the mat. And you may either reach your arms forward or you place your hands by your feet. And then with your next exhalation, you roll yourself back up. So we're going to go down on our stomach again. Place your hands in the front of your mat. Knees are behind your hips, quite a bit behind your hips. And then you keep your upper body steady like a plank and lower down on your stomach again. Your hands are placed beside your chest on the left and on the right. Now make sure your neck is long, so you want to look down to the floor. If you put your head down on the floor, your forehead rests on the mat, then your neck is long. We're going to relax our legs. Inhale, and with our next exhalation, push your elbows backwards towards your heels and send your breastbone forward. Lift up a little bit and release. Exhale, elbows towards your feet, shoulders away from your ears, and your breastbone goes forward. So you want to open up this part a little bit more length, opening up your chest. Make sure you keep looking down to the floor when you lift up, so you keep the length in your neck. And your lowest ribs stay in contact with the mat. Next time you're going to lift up, you also lift your hands off the mat and bring them down when you come down. Exhale, lifting up. Inhale, coming down. One more time. Okay, and come back to the starting position. Now I'm going to sit and show you which position to take. You're still lying on your stomach and you reach your arms forward on the floor. And now you're going to place your arms like this. So elbows beside your shoulders, and it's like a capital E you form with your head and your arms. This is our starting position. The next exercise is called a scarecrow. That's really what it's called. And you'll see how it goes. So, the first thing we do, again, you look down to the mat once you've seen how the exercise works and keep your neck long. So the first thing we do, we're going to lift our hands and forearms, but you keep your elbows on the mat. Now you're going to lift your elbows as well, and then we come back to the starting position. So first step, lifting your forearms. So now your hands are higher than your elbows. When you lift your elbows, you still want to have your hands higher than your elbows. Now, watch out, you don't do this with your hands. Try to keep your hand in line with your forearms. Okay, so this is the start, and now we're going to go further. Inhale, lift your forearms and your hands. Exhale, lift your elbows. Inhale, breastbone forward like before. Exhale, reach your arms forward. Inhale, pull back. And exhale, release everything. Throughout the exercise, you keep your legs on the floor. So, inhale, forearms up. Exhale, elbows up. Hands are higher than your elbows. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, shoulders away from your ears as you reach your arms forward. Inhale, pull back, hands higher than your elbows, and release. I'm going to turn for one repetition. So, inhale, lift your forearms and hands. Exhale, lift your elbows. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, reach forward. Still look down to the floor, ladies and gentlemen. Inhale, pull back, and release. And last repetition. Inhale, forearms and hands. Exhale, elbows. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale, pull back. And exhale, release. Place your hands next to your chest on the mat. Push your knees and your hands into the mat. Lift your pelvis first. Push yourself up. And we're going to sit down on our heels for a moment. Forehead resting on the mat. You may place your hands by your feet. And one more breath. And then roll to a seated position. So now, you should be at the foot end of your mat. Both feet are on the mat, hip width apart. And then we're going to extend our legs. Exhale, roll to a standing position, stacking bone on top of bone. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, drop your head and roll down. Arms are just hanging down. Exhale, you start by moving your pelvis to an upright position, and then it's like stacking bone on top of bone. Inhale, stand tall, and exhale, first chin to chest, dropping your head. Let your head hang, arms are relaxed. And exhale, rolling back to a standing position. Now we're gonna go further. So, rolling down on the exhalation. Now place your hands on the mat. If you need to, you bend your knees. Walk forward to a plank pose. Exhale, hold. Inhale, walk back with your hands towards your feet. Bend your knees if you have to. And exhale, rolling back to a standing position. Exhale, rolling down. Place your hands on the mat, walk forward. Now put your knees down on the mat. And we're going to lower ourselves down, straight back. First, lift your pelvis off the mat, push yourself up, push up on your knees. Lift your knees, walk towards your feet with your hands, and exhale, stacking bone on top of bone. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, rolling down. Inhale, walk forward. Knees down, lower yourself. Push your hands and your knees into the mat. Lift your stomach and pelvis off the mat first. Push up. Extend your legs. Walk backwards. And exhale, roll back to a standing position. A few more repetitions. Rolling down and walking forward. So, if you want to, you keep your legs extended to come down. Then push your knees and hands into the mat. Push yourself up. Extend your legs. Inhale, walk your hands towards your feet. And exhale, roll up. 2 more. Rolling down on the exhale. Inhale, walking forward. Either knees down on the mat or you keep your legs straight. Lie down on your stomach. Push your knees into the mat. Push up. Inhale, walk back. And exhale, rolling to a standing position. Last repetition. Walking forward, knees down or keep your legs extended, lower yourself. Push yourself up on your hands and your knees, extend your legs and walk back towards your feet and roll to a standing position. Okay, roll your shoulders. And then find a position beside your mat, especially if the mat is a little thick, so we're a little more stable. We place our feet in a narrow V like this. So between your big toes, you want about 1 fist. Heels together, inner thighs together. Then you anchor your feet, especially your heels, in the floor, while the crown of your head goes up to the ceiling. Grow taller, maybe lengthen your waist a little more. And you may engage your pelvic floor and pull your navel in and up. So it's a position where you have to do something. You're not just relaxing. Okay, now reach your arms long, fingertips pull down, and there's strength in your arms. Move your arms forward a little bit. On the exhale, you push back behind your hips, and inhale, move your arms forward again. Exhale, pushing back, and inhale, moving forward. When you push back with strength. So it's like pushing something backwards with your arms. So inhale, pushing back, exhale, forward. Now, next time you push your arms back, you're going to lift your heels off the floor. Exhale, come down. Inhale, lift, but press your heels together still. Exhale, come down. And you keep your body like a plank. Maybe the idea helps that there's a string attached to your head and you hang down from the ceiling, core engaged. Inhale, up, exhale, down. When you lift up, ladies and gentlemen, make sure your big toes stay on the floor. If this works well, you may add something more. So inhale up, hold your breath. Turn your head. I'm a bad example. One more time. Inhale up, turn your head to the right, to the left, exhale down. Next time we're going to turn our head the other way first. Inhale up, look to the left, look to the right, exhale down. So inhale, hold your breath, right, left, exhale down. And again, inhale up, left, right, exhale down. I hope you're doing better than I. This is because I'm in front of the camera. So 2 more repetitions. Inhale up, look to the right, look to the left, exhale down. And last time, inhale up, left, right, exhale down. Okay, you may step back on your mat. And on the exhale, drop your head, roll down. Place your hands on the mat and walk forward just a little bit so you're in an inverted V position or like a pyramid position. And then you're going to walk in place, keeping the balls of your feet on the mat, lifting one heel up while you pull the other one down towards the mat. Head and neck are relaxed. Both heels towards the mat, and you walk your hands towards your feet. And then stay in this position for a moment. If you're more comfortable with your knees slightly bent, please do so. Okay, now really relax your neck, ladies and gentlemen. So maybe you pull your chin a little closer to your chest. Arms are hanging down. And breathe in and exhale completely. And maybe it helps to say no with your head a few times. And maybe you want to move your upper body a little bit from side to side, like a little breeze that's moving your upper body. And then return to the center. With our next exhalation, we're going to roll to a standing position. First, move your pelvis to an upright position and stack bone on top of bone. And then roll your shoulders down your back. Stand with your feet hip-width apart and stand tall again. Inhale, raise your arms, and on the exhale, you drop your arms. When you raise your arms, make sure you keep your shoulders low, away from your ears. And exhale, drop your arms. Inhale, really filling your lungs with air. And exhale completely. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. And then you're going to pull your arms up one last time. Place your hands on each other and exhale. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope to see you soon in person.